Good morning, Georgia, and this is stunning news. Rob Reiner, of course, directed so many iconic films, and just moments ago, we saw an LAPD emergency response truck arrive here on scene at this couple's home, investigating what appears to have been a grisly double murder.
Sunday afternoon, December 15th, 2025, a quiet Brentwood neighborhood. A 911 call comes in at 3:38 p.m. When police arrive at the sprawling estate, they find something that would send shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. Rob Reiner, the legendary director who gave us The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men, and his wife Michele Singer Reiner, dead. Both victims of fatal stab wounds. And the most disturbing part? The person being questioned is someone who should have protected them. Before we dive deeper into this tragedy, if you're new to Shadow Crime, please hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update on cases like this. We're building a community that seeks truth, and we need you here with us. Now, let me take you back to understand who Rob and Michele really were, because this isn't just about a Hollywood tragedy. This is about two people who built a life together, who created art that touched millions, and whose ending nobody could have predicted. Rob Reiner was born March 6, 1947, in the Bronx, New York. He wasn't just born into show business. He was practically raised in it. His father was Carl Reiner. His mother, Estelle Reiner, both actors. Can you imagine growing up in that world? Where dinner conversations were about scripts and performances. Where creativity wasn't just encouraged, it was expected. But Rob didn't ride on his parents' coattails. No, he carved his own path. First, he became meathead on All in the Family, that lovable, argumentative son-in-law we all remember from the 1970s. He won 2 Emmy Awards for that role, but acting wasn't enough for him. He had bigger dreams. When Rob stepped behind the camera, something magical happened. This is Spinal Tap in 1984, a mockumentary so brilliant that people still quote it today. Then Stand By Me in 1986, a film about friendship and loss that made grown men cry. The Princess Bride in 1987, a fairy tale that generations have fallen in love with. When Harry Met Sally in 1989, and here's where our story gets personal, because that's where he met her, Michele Singer. Michele wasn't just some woman on set. She was a photographer working on his films, an artist in her own right. She had this eye for capturing moments, for seeing what others missed. And Rob, who had been single for years, who wasn't sure he'd ever find love again, he saw her, really saw her. Their connection was so powerful that it actually changed the ending of When Harry Met Sally. Think about that for a second. The movie we all know and love, with that perfect happy ending, that wasn't the original plan. The film was supposed to end with Harry and Sally going their separate ways, bittersweet and realistic. But Rob fell for Michele, and suddenly he believed in happy endings again. So they rewrote it.
Good morning, Georgia, and this is stunning news. Rob Reiner, of course, directed so many iconic films, and just moments ago, we saw an LAPD emergency response truck arrive here on scene at this couple's home, investigating what appears to have been a grisly double murder.
This morning, the family of filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife, photographer Michele Singer, have confirmed the couple was found dead in their Los Angeles home.
SLA unit, ambulance death investigation, code 2.
Senior law enforcement officials tell ABC News the couple appears to have been stabbed to death.
The Los Angeles Police Department is now conducting an investigation at this residence here on Chadbourne, and that investigation will continue over the coming days.
Sunday afternoon, LAPD officers, along with the Robbery and Homicide Division, responded to a death investigation at Reiner's Brentwood mansion. According to police, once they were inside the home, officers discovered 2 people who had died, aged 78 and 68, and sources say no one is in custody in their deaths. A neighbor tells ABC News after police arrived, actors Billy Crystal and Larry David visited the home, with one neighbor saying Billy Crystal looked like he was about to cry. Police have now closed off the area as the investigation continues.
And the LAPD did give an update late last night, but they provided very few details. They wouldn't even confirm the deceased couple found inside the home was Rob Reiner and Michele Singer, even though the mayor did confirm it. What police tell us at this time is that they do not yet have a firm suspect. We know investigators are still poring over the scene. George.
Okay, Trevor, thanks very much. You know, Allie and I knew Rob and Michele pretty well. Such a talented couple, so committed to each other and the country, and we were really going to miss them.
They got married on May 19th, 1989. 36 years of marriage, 3 children together. And Michele, she wasn't just standing in Rob's shadow. She became a producer, working alongside him on film after film. She produced the documentary God and Country, about Christian nationalism in America. She was nominated for an Emmy for Albert Brooks, Defending My Life. She was even in the process of producing Spinal Tap 2 with Rob, a project that just released in 2025. Can you see what I'm getting at here? This wasn't just a marriage. This was a partnership. 2 creative souls who built an empire together, who raised a family together, who grew old together in that beautiful Brentwood home. Rob was 78 years old. Michele was in her 70s. They should have been enjoying their golden years, watching their grandchildren grow up, maybe working on one more film together. Instead, someone took that all away in the most violent way imaginable. Now here's where things get really dark. And I need you to stay with me, because this is where the investigation takes a turn that nobody expected. December 15th, Sunday afternoon, their daughter Romy, according to some reports, makes the 911 call. The Los Angeles Fire Department arrives at their Brentwood residence at 3:38 p.m. When they get inside, they find Rob and Michele both dead from stab wounds. Multiple stab wounds. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a burglary gone wrong. This was personal. This was brutal. The LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division takes over. This is their elite unit, the team that handles the most serious, high-profile cases in Los Angeles. Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton arrives at the scene. The media starts gathering outside. Neighbors are in shock. And then the whispers start. Because here's what we know. A family member discovered the bodies. That same family member, or possibly another close family member, was being questioned by police. And multiple sources, multiple law enforcement officials, speaking to news outlets, they started mentioning a name, Nick Reiner, their son. Now, let me be very clear with you, because this is important. As of the latest press conference Sunday night, Deputy Chief Hamilton stated that nobody is in custody. They have not officially identified a suspect. When reporters directly asked him about Nick Reiner, he refused to comment. He sidestepped that question entirely. But you know what's interesting? He also said this, and I want you to really hear these words. Police are not looking for anyone as a suspect or in any other manner.
Everybody set? Go ahead, Alan. Do it. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton. I'm the Chief of Detectives for the Los Angeles Police Department. I'm going to give a brief statement, and then we're going to address any questions that we can. I understand there are going to be questions regarding what occurred here tonight. I will not be able to provide information in a lot of areas that questions may be getting asked, but I'll do the best I can. So at approximately 3:40 this afternoon, Los Angeles police officers, along with the Los Angeles City Fire Department, responded to the 200 block of Chadbourne Avenue here in the city of Brentwood. Upon arrival, they determined that there were 2 deceased individuals inside of the residence. The Los Angeles Police Department is now conducting an investigation at this residence here on Chadbourne, and that investigation will continue over the coming days. We will not be releasing any information regarding who was found deceased in the residence, because that will be done by the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. So if there are any inquiries regarding the identity of the individuals that are deceased inside of the residence, that information will come from the LA County Coroner's Office. The current death investigation that is being conducted by the Los Angeles Police Department is going to be handled by the Homicide Special Section of Robbery Homicide Division of the Los Angeles Police Department. That investigation will move forward through the night, and tomorrow morning we will probably have additional information regarding what occurred here on Chadbourne and our investigation moving forward. We will not be releasing any further information regarding the investigation that is occurring here in Brentwood tonight. Our detectives will be responding along with our Forensic Science Division and our Technical Investigation Division investigators to conduct a full crime scene investigation and determine the appropriateness of the investigation moving forward. At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward. That's all I have right now at this early preliminary stage of this investigation. If you have questions that I can answer, I will answer them. I would just ask you, please, if we do not have the ability to answer the questions, that you remain patient over the coming hours and over the coming days. Starting tomorrow morning, we will be responding and providing additional information as it becomes publicly available.
We're being told that a family...
Who actually made the call that brought fire department and police officers here? Has that person known? Can you release who it was?
So we understand that the person reporting was here at the location. We're not going to release any information regarding the identity of that individual at this time.
We're being told that a family... We're being told that pardon me. We're being told that a family member is being interviewed in connection to these deaths. Can you confirm that? And is that family member being cooperative?
There are going to be many family members interviewed. I'm not going to confirm whether someone's being interviewed at this time or not. We're going to try and speak to every family member that we can to get to the facts of this investigation.
Chief, why are you not looking for a suspect?
I'm sorry.
Chief, why are you not exactly looking for a suspect? Are you confident you know who did this?
We have not identified a suspect at this time.
Well, then shouldn't you be looking for one so these neighbors aren't worried about their own lives and their own safety?
Yeah, so at this time, after we determine, so I need everyone to understand something. In order to comply with the legal process, before we do anything here, we have to get a search warrant because there are issues regarding standing at this residence. So as long as those legal requirements are met, we can continue the investigation. Now, when I tell you that we have not identified a suspect, it doesn't mean that we're not working the case. We will not identify a suspect until that person is identified as a suspect and we're legally seeking them if there is a crime to be reported and if that person is a suspect in that crime.
So here's where everything starts to feel heavier, more uncomfortable, and honestly more confusing. Because when police say they're not looking for anyone, but at the same time confirm that a family member is being questioned, those two statements don't sit easily together. And if you've ever followed true crime before, you already know that language matters. Every word is chosen carefully. Sometimes what they don't say tells you more than what they do. Investigators begin reconstructing the hours leading up to that 911 call. Who was home? Who had access to property? Who knew the couple's routines? This wasn't a random break-in. There were no signs of forced entry. No alarmstrigger. Whoever did this either belonged there or was trusted enough to be let inside. And that's where the focus quietly shifts inward. Friends describe the family as close, but complex. Like many high-achieving families, success came with pressure, expectations, long shadows cast by famous parents. Rob and Michele were deeply involved in their children's lives, but they were also strong personalities, creative, opinionated, intense. People who loved them say they were warm and generous. People who worked closely with them say they could also be demanding, uncompromising. Police don't publicly confirm anything about their son, but sources say investigators are trying to understand the emotional dynamics inside that home. Not just what happened physically, but what may have been building psychologically. Were there arguments, unresolved conflicts, financial stress, creative disputes? Something said that couldn't be taken back? This is the part of cases like this that never sits right with the public, because we want evil to come from outside. From strangers, from faceless monsters. It's easier that way. But statistically, the most dangerous place for many victims isn't the street. It's the home. As days pass, the investigation remains quiet. No eres, no press conferences filled with answers, just carefully worded updates and a growing media frenzy. Fans leave flowers at the gates. Clips from Rob's films flood social media. People quote lines about love, loyalty, and friendship, now layered with a haunting irony. And Michele, people start talking more about her too, not just as the wife, but as a creative force, a woman who helped shape stories about morality, justice, and truth, a woman who believed deeply in accountability, in standing up for what's right, which makes the silence surrounding her death feel even louder. What investigators are really trying to answer now isn't just who did this, but why. What emotional moment tipped into irreversible violence? What private struggle spilled into something public and permanent? And how does a family survive being both victims and potentially part of the investigation? Because if the person being questioned truly is someone who should have protected them, then this case stops being just a Hollywood tragedy. It becomes a devastating study of trust, expectation, and the terrifying idea that love and violence can exist in the same space. So I want to ask you something and really think about it. How well do we truly know the people closest to us? How much pressure can someone carry before something breaks? And when warning signs show up behind closed doors, are they always invisible or just ignored until it's too late? If stories like this matter to you, if you believe awareness and conversation can make a difference, support the work we're doing here at Shadow Crime. Like the video, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss what comes next. And tell me in the comments, what do you think investigators are really looking for in this case?